All right. Well, I got a box from Summit Racing. I got some headers, Hedman headers. So I'm going to open them here for the first time. I did pop the three staples, and I seen that they're wrapped up really good. So I didn't go any further. I'm going to do it here on video. You're going to see them as I see them come out of the box. They're supposed to be ceramic coated headers. Obviously, they're from Hedman. So yeah, I'm going to pull them out and we'll take a look at them. They're supposed to be hardware, the bolts, gaskets. I guess we'll find out what all's in them. I believe this one's the driver's side. I'm going to work on the passenger side here. I'm just going to install one of them on video. This one would be the passenger side. Here's the gaskets. There's the two gaskets. See what else is in here. There's some more stuff up in there. Okay. There's the hardware. Looks like there's even some stickers in there. Stickers are always fun. Look at this knife. Got this off Amazon. I think they're like couple dollars. Stainless steel. Kind of a neat blade. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stickers on there. Thought maybe there'd be one big sticker, but I guess it's just a bunch of smaller ones. Well, we'll put that aside. And this is the one that I want to install today because we're going to work on the passenger side of the truck. I'm only going to do one on camera. It's kind of cluttered on that side, so I'm just going to work on this side. So you're not going to believe this. My other video, I got started, I went 3 minutes and 49 seconds. And if you watch the video, you'll see me drop my pocket knife in my pocket. And there is a little remote that comes with the microphones. And it hit the button there and turned the video off. So here I was rambling like an idiot for probably 15 minutes. I did all this work, but I'm just going to show you what I did and where we're at. So the headers look great. Like, I think they're nice. Yeah, they're not, I mean, they're great in my opinion. Like I said, they're ceramic coated. They're not stainless. They're the ceramic coated. Got the little badge on them. One thing I do have to do, and I was doing all that talking after I accidentally bumped the button, but you'll see right here, that nut in there for the shackle, it's in against the header, and it's a pretty tall nut. So I'm going to take this bolt out, and I'm going to put the bolt in from this way, and the nut will be out here. I'm also going to grind this head down, easy half of it or more, and then we'll be fine. I seen a video where another guy did the same thing. I'm just going to do that and it'll be fine. I got these aftermarket off-road shackles from Hogback Fabrication, and where is this? The whole shackle assembly is all new. It's an aftermarket from Hogback Fabrication. It's pretty robust stuff. Way overbuilt. Like it's beyond 1-ton stuff. This is stout stuff. But so yeah, I have to spin that bolt around. Needs to come from this way, and the nut should be out here, and then we'll be fine. Grind the head down a bit. I'll easy half of it. I could take that head down to probably 1/8 or touch under. It don't really need much to hold it from turning, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it right now, but that's what I'm going to do. But I was telling you all kinds of stories about the truck, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'll probably put 2 videos together. You'll see where I dropped the knife in my pocket and it just shut the camera off. And I'm willing to bet I had the little remote in my pocket, and when I dropped the knife in there, it hit the button and killed it. I'd lay money on it. That's what happened. I think it'll look great. I've never had pretty headers before. The headers that were on this truck when I used to drive it, I actually still have them. They were Hedman. They were just the ones with the cheap black coating. You go down the road a couple miles and they turn brown and rusty, and they're still fine. They would probably still work, but I'm not wanting to use that. I'm wanting to use these pretty ones. Who knows how long they'll stay pretty. There is a 5-year warranty on the coating through Hedman's website, and it's to withstand 1400 degrees. This engine's probably never going to produce 1400 degrees out here with how I'm going to drive it. This truck is not going to be driven hard. It's not going to be a work truck. It's not going to be pulling heavy loads down the road. I am simply restoring my past. I bought this truck in the early mid-90s, and I got this 350 Vortec at a junkyard. I have a wrecked truck, a 96 Silverado, the 350 Vortec. Had 30,000 miles on, gave $500 for it. At the time, that was a much better deal than going to like GM Performance and spending $4,000 on an engine. It suited my budget a lot better. $500 was a lot better for me. Had to buy the Edelbrock intake manifold, HEI distributor, and a carburetor. Now that's not the carburetor I drove it with, but the same type of carburetor. And then we ran this on the dyno back in October, back the road here, after I painted it up and got it all put together how I wanted it, as far as like new oil pump, oil pan, that type of stuff. Nothing else was done to the engine. It's all stock. It does have the 395 cam, which is what the Ramjet 350s would have. So it does have a little bit of an upgraded cam. But you can't have a real big cam because the springs in the heads won't take a real high lift. This is like a 458 lift cam. That doesn't max it out, but it's real close to maxing it out. So it has a mild cam. And on the dyno, it made 330 horsepower and 340 foot-pounds of torque. The cab is still at the shop where it's been. I know it seems like forever. It's been there since October, November. And it's fine. Those guys are doing a great job. The cab's turning out way. I just learned something. So here's my remote. It literally just shut off when I sat down in this chair. I was talking about the cab. I think what's happening is I have other stuff in my pocket knife and whatnot, and I had this remote in there. And when I sat down, I think it hit the button again. Apparently that button right there is very sensitive. So I guess when I'm recording, I should put this somewhere out of the way because I keep hitting the button. But I was talking about the cab. So the cab is still at the shop where it's been since last fall. And like I said, those guys are doing a phenomenal job. I mean, they are doing pristine work. It is turning out way better than I ever planned it to turn out. So I'm not upset at them at all. Yeah, I wished it was here on the truck, but it's going to be really nice. And they're fixing up the fenders to the grill and the front clip. And then when it's all done, it's going to be epoxy primered. It's going to be hugger orange. And then the doorposts and on up to the roof are going to be white. And I have a set of factory style reproduction cab lights to go on top. And they're amber color, so they're gonna stand out on the white and then match the orange paint. I think it's gonna look great. Gonna have the full 6-inch suspension lift here. These are all new suspension, all new springs. I got it from the place called Jacket. The only place I could find that offered a premium lift kit for the 67 to 72 trucks. And so we got it from them. Before I shut my camera off the first time with the pocket knife, I was going on about this axle here. I really don't want to use this axle. This is a corporate 10 bolt. The Dana 44 is also a 10 bolt. I think the Dana 60 is even a 10 bolt. I'm not sure on the Dana 60. I really don't want to use this axle. I've never liked this axle. In my opinion, it's a little inferior of the Dana 44. And honestly, for what I'm going to do with this truck, this axle is plenty strong. I would really like to put a Dana 60 in this truck. Before I put this axle on here, I painted it from the spring perches inward. That way, if I would decide to use it, I only have to paint just a little bit out here. I'm open to the idea of using this axle. I don't like this axle, but I would use it if I had to. And I might end up using it for a while. It's just like if I use this axle and I replace all the ball joints, new brakes, rotor, do all the work in there to make it function right. Then if I bought a Dana 60, none of this interchanges. But all this stuff here does interchange on a Dana 44, Big Hub 44. One difference between this axle and a Dana 44 is a Dana 44 is a 30 spline. This is a 28 spline. I've also been told that the axle shafts inside the tube there, where they neck down, like their weak point, is the same size on this versus the Dana 44. So their breaking point, if that information is correct, I don't know if it is or isn't correct. If that information is correct, this axle isn't really any weaker necessarily than the Dana 44. I do like the looks of the big hub on a Dana 44. These are not near as big of a hub. I don't know. I would like to get a Dana 60, probably with the help of Hillbilly Wizard. They do driveline work on older GM trucks. And I was talking to the fellow one day, and he said they'd easily hook me up with a Dana 60. Dana 60s are hard to find. Anytime I find one on Marketplace, it's way up in Massachusetts or somewhere, and I'm not driving up to Massachusetts. I do not like that part of the country. I have no desire to be in that part of the country ever again. So drive up there to get a truck part just does not appeal to me at all. So that's where we're at with the truck. I do want to have these headers on before the cabin front clip is set on. My plan was to install them today, and then that would be it, or the final install. But with that nut down there touching the header, I'll take the header back off, spin that bolt around, grind the bolt down more so the head here is maybe half as long as it is there, and that'll also help with the room inside there. And the nut back in here is a lot longer, plus the bolt sticks out pretty far. So if I put it in this way, that'll help. I know when you have your exhaust here, it's nice if your bolts go in this way, then you just put your nut on. But I don't see any reason that this truck would have to come apart again. So if I put the bolt in this way, I don't know why I would have to take it out again for how it's going to be driven and treated. This truck's going to basically sit in the garage. I mean, once it's done, it's going to sit in the garage, probably have a car cover on it, truck cover. It will not be driven from, oh man, probably early November. Yeah, I mean, you have nice sunny days in November. I'm not saying I wouldn't drive it, but once the rainy, snowy weather hits or whatever, nope, it is not going outside. It's not going to sit outside. It's going to sit in the garage with a car cover on it. It'll sit there till April or May, just the way it is. But I think I've rambled long enough here. My whole unboxing video thing, I was trying to do like the cool people do, and it just didn't work out. Kept bumping the remote in my pocket. I guess don't put the remote in your pocket. Bumped it twice. You'd think I'd learn, but I'll let this video end here. I think you guys got the gist of it. I put the header on, put the bolts in, I'm talking, thinking everything's recording. I did all that and nothing was happening other than I got the header on. But today's 4th of July. Have a good weekend. Enjoy fireworks, barbecues, whatever. This day was won because of stuff like the Second Amendment. But you guys have a good weekend.